Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode. In the last episode we faced all Marys, and this episode let's face Lacey, the third member of the Elite Four. We're gonna quickly go and heal up though. Orb charge, now let's take it on. Welcome to the Coastal Biome. We are the team that supports Miss Lacey of the Elite Four. You are Viridion, right? One of the BB League challengers? You will need to hand over 50 BP if you want to take on the Elite trial here. Are you ready and willing to pay? Thank you very much. Duty received and noted. We need you over here, Miss Lacey. Come in. Oh, if it isn't Viridion, I'm glad you decided to pay me a visit. Please follow me. I'll show you where the trial site. Thank you for coming to the Coastal Plaza to challenge me. And I'm really sorry for the way I protested you joining the BB League, Viridion. Of course, it's true that it's quite irregular under the bylaws of our school clubs. But mainly, I didn't want you to get dragged into the drama that has been causing troubling the club lately. I suppose our trial has already officially begun, though, so let's get to it and let's have some fun. The trial that I came up with is a Pokemon quiz. I'll ask you 5 questions about Pokemon, and if you can answer them all correctly, then you pass. Are you ready to attempt my Pokemon quiz, Viridion? I am. Great, then I'll just get everything ready. Test your knowledge in the Pokemon quiz. Alright, here we go. And look, it's everyone's favorite Pokemon, Pikachu, here to help. And with that, question 1. Pikachu is an electric-type Pokemon well known for producing electricity within its body. But in which part of its body does it store the electricity it generates? Go right for the body part you think it is. So, if you know anything about Pikachu, you will know it stores it in its cheeks. Ding ding ding! You got it! Pikachu stores its electricity in the electrical axe in its cheek. If you poke this axe, you will get a little shock, but you don't think they are just super round and cute. Now then, I think we're ready to move on to our next quiz question. Take a look at Venonat here. It's bigger than you do think it would be, isn't it? But it's also fluffy and squeezable and terribly adorable, really. So here goes with question 2. Even in the darkest nights, Venonat is able to see using a certain part of its body like radar, which allows it to detect its surrounding objects. Which part of Venonat's body acts like radar? Go right for the body part you think is correct. So if you read Venonat's dex entries, it mentions that its eyes are its radar. Ding ding ding, that's right! It's Venonat's big eyes that serve as radar. Isn't Venonat even more adorable when you think about how it sees the whole world we can't see? Now then, I think we're ready to move on to our next quiz question. Getting wary of my quiz? How about a cup of tea? Or maybe these 3 Sinistea siblings? Here's question 3. Sinistea like to live in precious antique teacups. But there's a lot of phonies out there. It's hard to tell which cups are genuine antiques. One of these 3 Sinisteas is the antique form, Armed Sinistea, meaning it found a real antique cup. Which Sinistea has the real deal? So, there is a way to tell which one is real. They'll occasionally spin around, and you can use that spin to identify them. So we saw these 2 spin, we didn't see their arc, and if this one ever decides to spin, you will find out that the middle one is the real deal. Ding ding ding, you spot it! That's right, the antique form Sinistea can be recognized by the mark on the bottom of its cup. But it doesn't matter whether they are antique form or pony form. They're all so damn cute. Now then, I think we're ready to move on to the next quiz question. Question 4. This is the Meteor Pokemon, Minior. It comes in all kinds of different colors, you know. I'll first ask you to take a good look at this pinkish meteor for me, okay? Alright guys, mix yourself up real good. Perfect, now we're ready for question 4. Which one of these is the pinkish meteor that I first showed you? This one is always set, this one will always be in this corner here. Ding ding ding, you did it! Even after they return to their meteor form, you still managed to find the right one. Ain't Meteor adorable? Their coloration varies based on what they eat. Now then, I think we're ready to move on to the very last quiz question. Final question! Oh look, here comes Gramble! Maybe it's heard the word pink and decided to stop by. This little sweetie is my own Pokemon. It's always with me. Our last question, question 5, will involve Grumble here. Gramble is a quiet, delicate, elegant, and lovable Pokemon, of course. But can you tell me this? When I take a nap on my adorable Gramble, which part of my body do I use as a pillow? Yeah, she throws a trick question there and be like, hey, screw you, here's a personal question you likely do not know. And you may be thinking, how on earth are you supposed to figure this out, as this does not relate to the Pokemon in any way, shape, or form? Well, if you remember, there's a trainer just outside her base that you can fight that tells you the clue for this. She likes to lay on its tummy and uses it as a pillow. Yeah, imagine if like the host of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Tipping Point, The Chaser, and pretty much every other quiz show you can think of decide, hey, screw you, I'm gonna throw in a personal question of myself. What do I like to do on my Saturdays? I can see that going really well. Ding ding ding! That's exactly right. I use the soft, adorable tummy. When I cuddle up to it, it's so soft and cozy. We both fall asleep in just seconds. And that's the end of my quiz. You managed to get all 5 of my questions right, which means, congratulations, Viridion. You are officially cleared my trial. Why don't we head back to the plaza?